nursery rhyme. I'll tell you a story, it won't take much time.
A nursery rhyme.
A nursery rhyme.
And you will remember it for a long time.
Little kitten
And mice.
some cow
And some sheep.
who find the most wonderful things to do. There are stories you love,
And they doze off to sleep.
and I'd like to share all of these stories with you.
With me?
With you and with you and with you.
A nursery rhyme.
A nursery rhyme.
Please tell me a story, it won't take much time.
A nursery rhyme.
A nursery rhyme.
Get comfortable.
I'm ready.
That's good, dear. Now here's our favorite of mine.
That's the signal to turn to page 1. Did you do it?
Hello, dear. I'm so happy to be with you again. I'd like to introduce you to a little friend of mine, Hector. Oh, now you remember Hector, don't you, dear? You met him in the story of the ugly duckling.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. It was fun.
Well, now that we're all together again, I'd like to tell you a nursery rhyme.
Is it okay if I look for my baseball cap first? I think I lost it.
You have? Oh, well then, let me tell you this nursery rhyme. I think it just may help you find it. This nursery rhyme is called The 3 Little Kittens. Then you'll find out how Hector meets the kittens and helps them solve their problems. Now, let's begin. The 3 little kittens lost their mittens, and they began to cry. Oh, mother dear, we sadly fear our mittens we have lost. What? Lost your mittens? You naughty kittens, then you shall have no pie. Meow, 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 then you shall have no pie. The 3 little kittens found their mittens, and they began to cry. Oh, mother dear, see here, our mittens we have found. What? Found your mittens? Oh, you good little kittens, then you shall have some pie. Purr, 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 then you shall have some pie.
Did you turn the page?
Very good, Hector.
Thank you, Mommy Goose. Is it okay if I call you Mommy Goose? I like that.
Well, of course, Hector.
Mommy Goose, it's not fun to lose something, is it?
Well, no, dear, it's not. But it's a good idea to remember that when you do lose something, stop and think through everything you did that day. If you do, you just might find it.
That's a good idea.
Hector wanted to know where the 3 little kittens lost their mittens, and he wanted to know how they found them. So Hector began to look for the kittens.
Now let me think. Where would 3 little kittens be? Hey, I got it. Kittens like to hide. I better look everywhere.
Hector looked all around, under a bush, behind a rock, and inside a hollow log. But he couldn't find them.
I'll never find them.
So Hector went to sit under a tree to think about where the kittens could be. Suddenly, a tree limb broke. The 3 little kittens fell out of the tree and landed right in front of him.
Hi. Hi. That was some fall. You guys okay?
Oh, sure.
We kittens always land on our feet.
Perfectly. Wow. You do?
Hector was surprised. He very politely introduced himself. The kittens introduced themselves to Hector.
Their names were Puddin', Patch, and Scratch, and they were in a hurry to find their mittens.
Well, gotta go.
Nothing personal.
Because if we don't find our mittens,
What will Mama say?
What will Mama say?
When she finds they've lost their mittens.
Finds we've lost our mittens.
What will Mama say? She'll say we've been three
Naughty little kittens.
When she sees those kittens dragging their tails behind them.
without their mittens.
She'll say we better find them.
Oh,
Really? We've been bad today.
uh-oh.
That's what Mama will say.
Mommy Goose just told me, remember where you were.
There's a simple way to find the things you lose.
There is,
Just try to think of what you did today.
but I'm not sure.
Come on, let's look for some clues.
Wait a minute, listen!
I don't think their mother will be very mad at them. Other cats know what their kittens do. If they promise not to lose their little mittens again, their mother will forgive them too.
She will?
Maybe.
What will Mama say?
When she finds they've lost their mittens.
Finds we've lost our mittens.
What will Mama say? She'll say we've been three
Naughty little kittens.
When she sees those kittens dragging their tails behind them.
without their mittens.
She'll say we better find them.
Yeah.
We've been bad today.
Uh-oh.
That's what Mama will say today.
That's what Mama will.
That's what Mama will.
That's what Mama will say today. Hector wanted to help the kittens find their mittens. He tried to tell them about thinking through their day, but the kittens wouldn't listen.
Instead, they wanted to pretend to be detectives.
But there weren't any clues to be found.
Hey, maybe Hector knows where our mittens are.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Hector. Where were you when we lost our mittens?
I don't...
Just the facts, Hector. Just the facts.
How come you guys are talking so funny?
We're detectives.
You are?
And you know where our mittens are.
I do. Do
you?
No. Oh.
The kittens were disappointed to find that playing detective hadn't helped them find their mittens.
Personally, I think we're in trouble.
Yeah, there goes the pie.
No, wait a minute. I can help you. Just listen. Mommy Goose told me that...
Hey, I got it. We could be magicians.
Oh, no.
And make our mittens appear out of nowhere.
Great. Oh, let's perform some magic.
The kittens had another idea. They would use magic to solve their problem.
Rickety-tickety.
Persnickety cat.
Make our mittens appear like that.
But none of their magic worked.
It takes more than magic to find the things we lose, doesn't it?
What do we do now?
The kittens were worried, so they finally listened to Hector. You know what he wanted to tell them, don't you, dear?
Well, when you lose something, you should just stop and think it through. Think it through, think it through. That's what you're supposed to do. If you've got something to find, draw a picture in your mind.
Draw a picture in your mind.
Think it through from the start. You'll remember every part of
And it all will come back to you.
Wow!
When you think it through.
Oh, boy!
Now Hector will show you how, dear.
Start with this warning and go step by step. Okay, let's see. I got up out of bed. Yeah, then I forget. Uh-oh. Okay, now think it through. It was a beautiful day.
Oh, yeah! We put our mittens on.
Yeah.
And went out to play.
So, think it through, think it through. That's what you're supposed to do. If you got something to find, draw a picture in your mind. Draw
A picture in your mind.
Think it through from the start. You'll remember every part of
And
sure to remind you of what you've done and where you've been today.
2, 3, 4.
If you want to find what you left behind you, thinking it through is the easiest way.
Good idea.
Yeah! Think it through, that's what you're supposed to do. If you got something to find, just walk backwards through your mind.
Just walk backwards through your mind.
Think it through from the start. You'll remember every part and it all will come back to you.
When you think it, when you think it, when you think it through.
Okay, now what did you do today?
So they thought and realized that they were climbing trees all day.
It's not easy for kittens to climb trees with mittens on, is it?
No.
Well, then do you suppose that maybe you took your mittens off when you started climbing?
That's it.
Well, where'd you start?
The kittens remembered that they started climbing at the big oak tree, and they knew that their mittens must be there. So Hector and the kittens ran toward the oak tree as fast as they could. When they got there, they saw something unusual hanging right in front of them.
What's that?
I don't know.
Beats me.
It looks like a blanket.
It was a blanket, a quilt to be exact. And into the quilt were sewn all sorts of things. Socks, hats, shirts, and even
Our mittens.
the 3 little kittens' mittens. A very nice mother possum was hanging upside down from the oak tree. She was making a patchwork quilt for her children, and she sewed whatever she found into the quilt. The quilt looked very unusual indeed. The quilt is almost finished.
Excuse me, Mrs. Possum. Your quilt's very pretty, but the kittens need their mittens back, or their mama's gonna be really angry with them, and they won't get any pie.
Oh, mittens. Oh, yes, there they are. Of course they may have their mittens back. Oh, dear. I don't think I'll ever finish this quilt, but I do like it when lost things get found.
Do you suppose that something you have lost may be in Mrs. Possum's quilt? Well, Mrs. Possum gave the kittens their mittens, and they were very happy. They thanked Hector for helping them think it through.
Gee, thanks, Hector.
You're great.
What a personality.
You're a real friend.
Thanks.
Then the new friends said goodbye. The 3 little kittens hurried home to show their mother that they had found their mittens.
And to eat some pie.
And Hector came back to tell me all about his very special day.
Mommy Goose, I know how the kittens found their mittens.
You do, Hector?
Yeah, they thought it through, and it worked just like you said, and I helped. Hey, now I remember where I left my baseball cap. It's under my nest.
Oh, Hector, I'm very proud of you.
Mommy Goose,
Yes, Hector?
could I have some pie too?
Well, of course, dear. Oh,
I love you, Mommy Goose.
I love you too, Hector. And I love you too, dear.